This is a big deal. We're talking about another statutory holiday right between Labor Day and Thanksgiving. This is a big deal. It would cost the economy billions of dollars if every province were to give every single employee a day off. That in terms of lost productivity or additional pay in lieu of overtime, that would be significant for small firms that are already dealing with an incredible labor shortage on top of 2 years of limited income. And even now, only half of small businesses are back to normal levels of sales. Look, a holiday seems entirely appropriate, but I think Canada should do it the way that the UK is doing it, and that is declaring it a holiday, but not mandating that employers must close nor pay extra if they are required to stay open.
Right? Because this would be on the back of the employer to cover these costs. We wouldn't expect any reimbursement from the government, right?
No, I mean that's not something that typically happens when the governments declare a statutory holiday. Yes, they pick up the tab for the civil servants that would be given the day off, but for those that are just regulated by provinces or the federal government, then that whole cost is borne by them. And employers these days are struggling. There is no money left in the vast majority of small businesses to pay extra time if you have to stay open. One assumes a restaurant, for example, would remain open on the day of the Queen's funeral, but they would be required to pay time and a half if Ontario decides to make this a statutory holiday. Other businesses would be just shut down altogether, and they would lose a day of productivity at a critical time. So we already have in over a 5-week period 2 statutory holidays between Labor Day and Thanksgiving. This would add a third more costs with no income for those businesses over the course of these days. But look, the federal government has made its decision. That's not going to have a huge effect on small businesses. Most small businesses are regulated by provincial governments. Quebec has already decided, no, it's not going to declare this as a statutory holiday. Our early read is that other provinces will be hesitant to follow the federal government's lead. But we think the UK, the home of the Queen itself, has found the best path, and that is to allow employers and employees to work this out on their own, and declare it a holiday, but not require employers to have to pay for a day off at this stage.
This is City News Everywhere.